Hello, I hope you're well. I'm going to do a book haul. I have quite a lot of newly published books, which normally I buy my books secondhand from charity shops or off eBay, but I want to read along with this awards, which is called the Dublin Literature Awards, and it has to be a new release book, and they asked 83 different libraries from around the world to choose a book that had been published in the last year that they thought deserved a prize. And whoever wins this gets €100,000, the author gets. And if it's with a translated work, then it's €25,000 goes to translator, and then the rest goes to the author. I'm dyslexic. I couldn't do that quick math. I kind of panicked. You saw I kind of froze. I was like, and the rest goes to the author. So on the long list, there are 71 books. I'm not going to read all those. I just picked out the ones that have most appealed to me. So that's what a lot of these are. So I'm just going to get straight into it, and then it will be whittled down to a shortlist and then a winner. And I probably will read the shortlist. Anyway, let's jump in. So first up, I have Welcome to the Hangdong Bookshop, and this was originally published in Korean. This was published in English in 2023, and it's about a woman who she did everything she was supposed to do. She went to university, and then she's kind of given up that life, and then she's got a bookshop, but having a bookshop isn't what's kind of expected of her to do, and it's about the different people that come into the bookshop, and I thought it sounded really interesting. We then have, I'm so excited for this, oh my god, We'll Prescribe You a Cat. I've wanted to read for so long. This is quite a new book as well, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, I've just got to get it. And all these others, I waited till they came out in paperback, but I was like, I just have to read this, so I have to get it in hardbacks. Oh my gosh. So this is originally in Japanese, and it's about people go to this place that prescribes them a cat, actually gives them physically a cat. So they'll say, I've got this problem in my life, and they'll be like, okay, we've got a Bengal called Charlie. She's coming to live with you. You bonding with this cat is going to fix your problems in your life. Oh, the cover though. The cover is like a medication bottle, and all the cats are coming out like pills. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to read this. We then have The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. This is set in 1972. Builders are building a building, but they're digging up the foundations first. And when they dig up the foundations, they find a skeleton. And they have no idea who this skeleton was. But this is a very small town. So someone in the town, or a lot of people in the town, know exactly who the skeleton is. And that's what's going to be uncovered in this book, which I thought sounded really interesting. We then have a tiny gripe. When did they change the Penguin Black Spine Classics? Because I got Charles Dickens' The Old Curiosity Shop, because I thought for March's book club we could read this. Tell me if you're interested in reading this in March. But I'll put in a clip here, I do have Charles Dickens' Great Expectations, and it's so different because Charles Dickens is written in orange. The penguin has a nice little orange little border around him, and then on the spine the penguin is smaller. Like, I know this sounds really petty, but just bring back the old format. There's not enough orange on these new ones, and they look almost weird. Like, I don't know what it is. I just preferred it when they had the name of the author in orange and the little penguin was orange. That was the whole iconic thing. I don't know why now they just look not as good. So that's my review of that. But I've never read The Old Curiosity Shop. It's about a girl called Nell who lives with her granddad, and her granddad gets in loads of debt, and so they have to basically go on the run because this loan shark is trying to get them. So that's what The Old Curiosity Shop is about. So I thought it sounded quite interesting. I then have Night Bitch, lovely title. This is by Rachel Yonder, and how I found this book is because Amy Adams, who is an actress, is in a film of this, and I kept seeing on Instagram clips of her in the film and scenes from the film, and I was like, oh, I really got to watch that film. So then I looked it up, and it's a book, so I thought I would read the book first and then see the film. It's about a woman who's a mum, and it's about like new motherhood, and then I don't know what's going to happen really. Surprising things happened one night when her child will not sleep. So I have no idea what's going to happen, but the Amy McAdams, I don't know, film looks so good. We then have an old friend. We have Louise M. Alcott. So I have read from her Little Women. That's like what she's most known for, most famous for. Icon. She's an icon, isn't she? Louise M. Alcott. I don't like Little Women. I've said that before. I didn't really get it. I didn't really get that they were poor, but then they had that maid called Hannah. And I just didn't really get the struggle or the book. I just didn't love it. And so I didn't read on with the series. Because I know it's like Joe's Boys and Little Wives and Little Men. And it goes on a whole big series based on the girls. But I then found a book in a charity shop that was called Under the Lilacs, which is by Louise M. Alcott, which is a lesser known book, and I adored it. It's one of my all-time favourite books. It's about a little boy who runs away from the circus. It's basically being like abused in the circus. Him and his dog run away, and they are in this small town, and they're just trying to hide from everyone. And then two little girls find him and take him to their mother, and their mother like introduces him to the town, and he becomes a member of the town. And it's so heartwarming, and it's so lovely. It does have peril, because you're thinking, is he going to be dragged back to the circus? It's so good. So then I got this is Louise M. Alcott again, and this is called 8 Cousins, and this is about a girl who is orphaned, and she has to go and live with her family, and like extended family, and they have loads of kids there, and so it's about her trying to settle in with her cousins. And I thought it just sounded really interesting, and as I loved Under the Lilacs, I thought I'd give it a go. I then have Han Can's Greek Lessons. I read Han Can's A Vegetarian. We read it for the book club on the channel. Loved it. Really, really loved The Vegetarian. So I just knew I had to read something else from her. So this is about a girl who's basically a teacher who has this relationship. I don't think it's sexual. I don't know what it is. He's just really drawn to this girl who doesn't talk. She's like a silent woman, it says, and it's about them. So I just thought it'd be interesting. The plot of The Vegetarian is quite vague like that. It's like a girl who stops eating meat and that's it. But it's so much deeper than that when you actually read into the story. And I loved The Vegetarian, so I had to pick that one up. And last but not least, we have a typical Hannah mad read. We don't know what's going on. It could be quite disturbing. Let's get into it. So it's this one. It's called Normal Women, and I just thought it sounded really interesting. It's about this woman who she becomes a new mother, and she's not like a perfect mum like other mothers, and she starts going to this yoga center, and the woman who is the head of the yoga center, I'm guessing it's a little bit like a cult, and she kind of gets into sex work, maybe, this new mother, I don't know, and it's all about reaching your true potential, and so maybe she gets into that, and she wants financial security, the new mum, and then the yoga teacher who's in charge of all this goes missing. So our main character is then turned detective, trying to find out what's happened to her. I don't know. I don't know what on earth this is going to be. There is a picture of a woman smiling on the cover with a blood-stained shirt. It's very me. It's very bizarre, and I think I'm going to love it. So yeah, so that's the last book. I hope you enjoyed this little book haul. Obviously, it's more books than I've read. I spoke about, I just filmed a video, which is probably up by now, like a chatty one, about when people go, I feel so bad. I've like only read 3 books this month and I've bought 10 books and I feel bad. Don't feel bad. It's good to have a little library of unread books. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, I read 3 books in January and I'm hauling like 10, and I don't feel guilty about it. I don't feel bad. They're books. So anyway, I'm gonna end this video here, and I will see you again soon for another one.